Hello everyone. I'm very happy to make this virtual presentation for ASEE International Forum, and glad that it was possible to make this from a distance. I'm also happy that I can present this initiative from IACEE about this global challenge for engineers in terms of the future of our world and sustainable development and managing of natural resources that IACEE has managed to present in this Porto Declaration. IACEE is a world conference. It's a world association that has conferences every 2 years. It was founded in 1989 in Beijing, China. So it is dedicated to promote continuing engineering education, continuous professional development, or lifelong learning for engineers in particular, but also addresses these issues in general. And during the last World Conference that was in Porto, all participants have signed a declaration stating the fact that continuing engineering education and the association IACEE can somehow help the engineering community to be more effective in terms of preserving the future of our world. This declaration somehow addresses the problems that face engineering regarding these issues, and of course engineers have a large influence in the development of the world. You look at developed countries in the world, the engineering community is very strong in all these developed countries, and I think it's not by chance. And the Porto Declaration was somehow a wake-up call to the role that continuing engineering education and continuing professional development can help the engineering community to tackle these difficult and complex problems that we face concerning our future and the future of our sons and grandsons and daughters. Of course, IACEE is an association of stakeholders, not only providers of continuing engineering education, but also companies and industries and associations around the world that deal with engineering education. And IACEE has taken some initiatives. One of the actions that was already implemented by IACEE was this quality program. The quality program was a project that was financed by the European Commission and by the United States Department of Education. It was one of the projects approved twice, so number 1 and number 2, and by the Atlantis program, that's how it was called. And this quality program is aiming at basically ensuring that there is some quality in the provision of continuing engineering education and professional development courses and programs. And it was created by several schools in Europe and several schools of engineering in the United States. Initially it was 4 on each side, and then the number increased in terms of participation. But in fact what it is intended is to benchmark the performance of institutions and also to give examples of good case studies that can help others provide education and training for engineers with good performance and effectiveness. Of course, there were other actions that IACEE has taken. Another one that it's also currently developing is the program to train managers and responsible for the provision of CE and CPD. It is aiming at those that are new or already working but need some updating on their own performance and their own qualifications to manage CE and CPD centers. It has face-to-face sessions and online workshops, and it provides awards and certificates for those who attend or for those who complete with success the assessment concerning these training actions for CE and CPD managers. There is also another complementary initiative to this action, which is concerned with sharing knowledge and other successes in certain specific areas of CE and CPD in terms of provision of this education and training. And this is called the Knowledge Share Moment, and you can see it on the website of the association if you want to know what's happening and what is available. Another example that I would like to show you is concerning case studies that were successful. The first one is related with regional and engagement with engineering education and its impact on the development of local and regional companies, and it was presented by Aerotechnologies from France and our colleague from the University of Stanford in the USA. The second case that I would like to talk about is the one related with the challenges for the 21st century and the global competencies that are needed in terms of the provision of CE and CPD. You need to change the ways of training, not only in terms of technological support, but also in terms of the format concerning the demands from industry, the just-in-time and granularization of the training in terms of small modules that can be used for certain specific cases. That's the second case that I would like to present. And the third takes into account the cooperation between providers of engineering and continuing engineering education and companies, the so-called university industry cooperation or business industry cooperation that you have so many initiatives, and it tries in this case study to provide some indications on how this can be sustainable and useful for all parties' interested. Now, the conclusions about the analysis of the initiatives of ASEE and from the declaration, the Porto Declaration made last year, provided the opportunity to create projects about the use of resources, specifically about energy, which is probably the most important issue in the engineering activities, and of course the role of CE and CPD to improve the influence and the effectiveness of the engineering actions. As another consequence, it was also underlined the importance of cooperation with all stakeholders and providers of engineering education, not only the CE, but also for engineering education. For instance, learning to learn is something that should be one of the competencies for undergraduates. and mostly for graduates, but also for undergraduates. And the role that we think that CE and CPD, and that's the reason why I'm presenting, for instance, this short presentation, is the influence that CE and CPD can have in the world in terms of influencing the engineering stakeholders and the decision making of those engineers that are active and can improve their performance, taking into account the goal of keeping a sustainable world. Now, for that reason, I invite you to be at the next IACEE conference in Monterrey, in Mexico, in May next year, and share and participate with us. Finally, and to conclude my presentation, I would like to present you the photo of the participants that signed the Porto Declaration, and also the link where you can join and subscribe the Porto Declaration and help the engineering community perform better and more effectively in terms of the preservation of our world and of our resources, so we can provide to our descendants at least a world that is at least as good as what we enjoyed so far. Thank you for your attention, and goodbye.